I'm with two friends, and we're scaling a treacherous canyon in the American Southwest in search of a massive complex of prehistoric ruins. We're going to be descending a narrow and jagged canyon via rope, navigating numerous hazards along the way. This was one of my hardest days in recent memory, but what we found at the end made it worth it. We started in the morning with about 3,000 feet to climb. Our goal was to get to the top of the plateau, where we would drop into the canyon via rope. There was no trail to the top, only a steep, loose, vegetation-choked ravine.
Oh, man. Sometimes you do wonder why you do this stuff and call it fun.
At one point, a 30-foot cliff blocked our way. It looked climbable, so I went ahead to scout.
Lots of good jugs. Hey guys, let me make sure we're not about to get cliffed out. I think it goes, but I don't actually know. I don't want all of us to have to down climb this. Go see what we got up here. Yeah, we're good. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, so we are midway up the approach currently. We just came up a kind of a steep section, waiting for the other guys to get up here, taking advantage of a little shade while we got it. Getting closer. Like most of the Southwest, it's rugged but beautiful. Wow, look at that. There's definitely times you wonder, why do I do this? And you look at landscapes and views like this and you remember. All right, guys, we are up top finally. Taking a little break up here. Let me show you guys something cool. So beautiful view up here, but the object of all this right there, 3 different big sets of ruins. And the last one right there tucked up under the cliff. Pretty wild stuff. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like from the top. You know, they're in that kind of black cliff band there. That's where all 3 of the overhangs are. Pretty cool stuff seeing them from up top, right? So we're gonna take a quick lunch break and then we're gonna contour around this rim, get up to where the canyon begins, set up the first rappel. I haven't officially introduced Josh or Nate yet, but there they are. Faithful friends on many a long Sufferfest. Yeah, what is it a raven or a hawk? I can't tell.
Is that the hawk that's screaming?
It's beautiful up here for sure. We've got still a little bit of snow hanging in the north-facing aspects. Okay, guys, we're gonna contour around right to, I think, somewhere up in there. That's where the canyon, you can kind of see how it slots up there. And we'll drop in there. Josh and Nate are... It's always funny when it's not you. And then when you're the one bushwhacking and getting poked by thorns, it's not so funny. I wouldn't be laughing in another few minutes. Maybe it was because we were already tired from the climb, but this next section felt like an eternity. Sadly, I was very mistaken about my earlier prediction of where the canyon dropped in. We still had a few miles to go. We slowly moved across the top, getting poked, prodded, and tangled up in every plant this region had to offer.
Holy cow, there's a massive ponderosa pine that's fallen down here. And the tree roots up there, probably 12 feet tall.
Finally reaching the top, we geared up.
Okay, so what we're doing up here today is considered canyoneering. Some people call it canyoning, but I think canyoneering sounds cooler. So yeah, basically it's the technical descent of a canyon. Okay, there's Nate heading down first, down into the deep, dark canyon. Oh, speaking of which, little rock fall. Maybe not the most graceful dismount. There she is, my friends. Backlight's kind of harsh right now. What we're using in this canyon are known as natural anchors, meaning there's no bolts. You're just using natural features in here, like this is what's known as a rock pinch. Basically, you got this big granite wall and another big boulder here, and so you're just using this constriction here to basically anchor yourself as you rappel down.
Each drop follows a similar pattern. You set up your rope on a natural anchor with some climbing webbing. Everybody rappels. You pull your rope down at the end and repeat process.
Okay. Whew, a little different kind of canyon, huh?
Rockfall was a constant concern for us. There were a ton of loose chunks all over the place. Thankfully, we avoided the catastrophic pieces.
Okay, we got our first little trickle waterfall rappel. There's Nate down there, maybe 50 feet. It won't be funny when I'm in it. Nate's trying to avoid that water pool down there. Oh, wow.
You see that?
I got it on video. Lucky. Real adventure here, my friends. All right, so we're about halfway down the canyon. We've got, I'd say, our first kind of, a little bit iffy, makes you think, rappel here. So the main thing I'm concerned about is being able to get a clean rope pull and get our rope back. So when you try to pull a rope, little cracks like this can totally pinch it, and you won't be able to pull your rope back. So when I go down last, I'm going to try and follow this course down. Eventually, hopefully, stay dry down there.
Alright, so bottom out there.
We're going to get a better angle. We pull it from back there.
Yeah.
So let me get out. Oh no!
Oh,
You
dude.
told me that was good.
No! I said I can throw a rock there for you. Alright, hold on. Let me keep pulling it. Did you actually think?
Oh, well.
Oh, thank you.
Hallelujah. Woo! Got it.
I had a wet foot, but we got our rope, so all was good. The deeper we descended, the more it felt like we were entering some primeval jungle. The water increased. The vegetation thickened. Birds were everywhere, and the canyon widened.
Little taste of the just absolute logjam this canyon is. Everywhere. These logs just getting washed down from flash floods higher upstream. Send it.
The scenery was grand, but the reality that the afternoon was slipping away from us with each twist and turn of the canyon became more apparent.
How much more?
About equal.
Don't get anything caught on this rappel because we don't have enough to do a contingency. Alright guys, be safe. It's so slick, you might want watch your hand shoot right here.
That was the final rappel. Holy moly. We knew there might be water. I don't think I bargained for that much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we bit off a little more than we could chew. Not in terms of skill, but in terms of time. It was so much slower moving through that canyon than we expected. Cold. We all brought a little bit of dry clothes in case, you never know if you get stranded or something. Night sets in, hypothermia. So this is my one dry thing. Everything else soaked to the bone. There's the guys up there. They're good friends, man. You need people like that who will come out and do stupid things like this with you. So I'm gonna leave them to come down on their own. And we're gonna go check out some ruins. There's a little bit of like an eerie vibe to it here. In part because even though there's a couple hours of daylight left, it's just, there's a lot of shade back in here, which I'm kind of surprised about. So I'm following that black cliff band that we saw. We ate lunch. I don't think we can actually see it, but it was somewhere way up there. Finally coming down. There's Josh. He hasn't gotten completely soaked yet. Let's wait for it. That water was cold. It's about to happen. Just to accept the inevitable. I don't know if you guys could hear. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but he definitely gave a holler when that cold water hit him. Okay, there we go, my friends. It's the first set of ruins. Wow. Look at that. Huh. This is a big complex. I mean, first things that stand out to me are one, these huge holes where certain timbers, big timbers would have come and I guess supported
speaking of timbers, here's still a little bit of the original wood up there. Wow. Also notice a lot of blackening up here on the ceilings, so certainly fires in this place. Okay, so yeah, here's a big timber still in place. Huh. Wow, this is really cool. So you can tell this definitely was like a multi-story structure at one point in time. And just to give you guys a little perspective, because I know, scale is really difficult to tell on a camera, but I mean, these walls up here, probably about 15 feet off the ground. And so you had plenty of room, for two-story structure. Looks like another room was probably back in there. Some of the rock they used in this is really pretty. Got nice coloration.
These ruins have been credited to the Salado people. The date of construction is believed to be sometime in the late 1200s, which puts these in the 700-year-old range.
Wow. Huh. A lot of black up on the roofs in here. Got some wildflowers blooming this time of year. I mean, just to put some of this place in perspective, I mean, look at the edge of the chasm these things sit at. Like you see in a lot of the ruins, the mortar, you can really make out like fingerprints up in there. Just really imagine the human hands at work up here. I mean, it's just wild to think about the effort that it took to, bring these huge timbers up here, all this rock. I mean, this is not easily accessible. Huh. I don't know that there's going to be time to go all the way over there today, but there's some, I don't know if that's a mine or what over there. Oh no, I think I see, looks like some more structures, right? So I just noticed there's some pictographs up here. Looks like maybe some geometric designs up top. There's definitely a handprint right there. A couple things in red, but you can't really make them out anymore. There's a bunch of water dripping up under this overhang, coming out of these ferns. I don't know if it would drip year round, but they certainly had water, a decent amount of the year. So these structures kind of sit a ways away and in front of this other big complex over here. So I just noticed that this was evidently a door at some point in time that the occupants sealed up. Here's the back side of it. You know, whenever I see things like that, I always wonder, you know, like what caused them to seal up a door. Oh wow. Look at that, guys. I mean, again, just to put in perspective where these things sit, it is insane imagining living up here. Huh. This set seems a little worse for wear. Given its position, it might be exposed to more sunlight. I think this was pretty cool. You've got this shelf built in here. Look how they just built right around that boulder that was already laying back there. So this wall right here is by far the highest I've seen yet here. It's probably a good 20 feet up there. Looking from down here, you know, I noticed these two rocks that are clearly sticking out of the wall, and it makes me wonder, what were they for? Can you imagine hauling these huge beams from who knows where? I mean, it's definitely possible that some of them they were able to cut down, you know, along the cliff face, but there's no way that they got all of them there. So they were hauling them. I mean, it's crazy. This is actually probably the most impressive section yet. I mean, so here I was standing you know, right down here when I was looking up and showing you guys these kind of two rocks that are sticking out. So, you know, that's probably the 20-foot wall there. This is a side view. Again, it was very clearly a two-story structure. There's some more pictographs up under here. You guys hear all those birds? I mean, it is very jungle-like here. I love how that thing is still in that sort of T configuration. I'm not going to go in this inner room, but I do want to poke the camera in. This is the inside of that very tall wall. See where all those beams would have sat. Man, this was a major complex. It just goes on and on. Here's another large Obviously 2-story wall here. Got the beams. And then it connects over there with the other one. And then just down from all these large rooms, we got another seep coming out of the rock there. I'd imagine those are some original stone axe cuts. So take a look. In this little crevice here, there is undoubtedly a corn cob, a little piece of maize. I don't see any way you were growing corn upon this cliff. I mean, so that must have come from down at the bottom there, you know, like way down at the bottom of the valley. I mean, it continues to go on. These have definitely fallen down. It doesn't seem like they were quite the same size as the others, but again, they aren't in as good of condition, so it's hard to say for sure. Probably 1,000 feet down there. Okay, I pushed on a little bit further, and this was that final set that we saw way up top. And actually, speaking of which, I believe that ridgeline right there is where we ate lunch. A lot of energy and a long time ago. It's pretty similar to what we've seen at the other two sites. I mean, they're pretty close, only a couple hundred yards separating them. Here's another one of those T-beams. Another 2-story. Oh wow, look at that. That is, I mean, it's fallen down, but it's basically the intact roof still. Wow. Final structure here. You know, we were all standing up here chatting a little bit and really just remarking, you know, how blown away we are by this. I mean, the size of it, the scale of it, the location of it. I mean, it really is mind-boggling to imagine the work that went into constructing these and just living up here on a daily basis. This was a day for sure. This is one all of us will remember. It's been a long day. It's been a good day. We've still got some miles to cover. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit subscribe if you want to keep exploring the Southwest with me. I'll see you next time.